Howdy folks, we're going to get on the seat now for the Circus Bike. I mentioned this in my Christmas video and I hope everybody had a great Christmas, but let me just kind of regurgitate that a little bit. What I'm going to do with this is place this seat cover onto a different seat pan, which is still on order because this has been modified by the original owner, previous owner. There are supposed to be these two big molded plastic tabs off the back here, and they're kind of in a shape that goes like this, and then up and around and down. That's probably more for this little area is for a tang on the front. I'm sorry, on the front of the rear seat to capture in there. So, but there's two tabs off of here with holes in them, and I think they're like reinforced holes with like metal, inserts. And that's where the bolts go in to hold this to the frame. So essentially to remove this, it would be like many of them, in fact my Concours same way, you take the back section off first. That exposes the two bolts. You take the bolts out and then you can pull the seat up and get it out of your way. We cannot use this. I could probably make something, by just grinding these all the way off and then duplicating something out of aluminum, bringing it out, and but the thing is, it's too much of a pain in the butt, and cost wise I think it's going to be more cost effective for the customer if I just de-staple this, maybe. I haven't done it yet. I haven't done even one, and then we'll put it on the other seat pan. I don't think it's going to be too terribly hard to get these staples out, so that's going to be the task at hand today. Let's start working on these staples and getting them out, seeing how bad it is. We can get these staples out, and accounting for them is very important because we don't want them to re-stick in somewhere else or stick in our hands or in our tires. So I'll get my little magnetic tray for that, assuming these aren't stainless. I don't think they are because a couple of them are rusted. And then we'll see if we can peel this off without completely damaging the foam, or I'm certain that parts of it we can use, or maybe all of it, who knows. But let's get right into it and see what we can do. Here's a good reason to keep around junk screwdrivers: to make special tools out of them, like making a small, almost like a little pry bar, really. And we're going to try this to get some of these out. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I wire wheeled it down so it's fairly unobtrusive as far as the material is going to go, I hope. And then we'll start popping these up. Well, that's actually pretty good. Oh, you know what? I forgot my magnetic tray. See, folks, I got a stinking suspicion. I'm not the first cowboy to get in here and pop these staples out. I got a suspicion that these have been done by somebody else for some reason. I don't know why they would replace the seat cover with such a low mileage, or at the time that this would have been done, if it was done, when the modifications were made on this bike. I'm assuming, I'm guessing really, it'd be about 86, maybe 87 at the latest. Because the gentleman that owned it apparently put about 10,000 miles on it as a single. I'm assuming as a single, maybe some as a sidecar, before all the extra Circus Bike stuff was done on it. So basically, I don't know why this would have been done at that point. Maybe it wasn't, maybe it was, I don't know. But so you can see these are coming out pretty good. Whoops. I just don't want to tear the material up around that staple either. I'm trying to be careful as possible. They're coming out real easy. Now, another thing that I would do with this, and I am going to do, is you simply, if these are, assuming these are the original staples, which, they very well may be, I'm going to measure that and duplicate that, whatever these are. I don't know if these are, what, 1/4 inch or 3/16 or millimeter wise, I don't know. And then get the right staples for it. I do not know if we're going to be able to use a regular staple gun on this. I kind of doubt it. The spring-loaded ones from like the hardware stores, big box stores, that kind of thing. It's not going to work. It's not going to be strong enough. So I think I'm going to go over to Harbor Freight or go online or something and go ahead and order a pneumatic stapler. It'd be kind of fun to have anyway. And that's what we'll use to put these back in when we get the replacement seat and cover off of that one. So let's finish this up and then see what it looks like underneath when we start to peel it back. What's really annoying, these are definitely not stainless, and for some reason they're sticking to these dikes. They need to be degoused. Goused. Sounds like a Rammstein song verse. Alright, so, as I said, they are not stainless. They are ferrous, or at least magnetic. Magnetized yeah, you know what I'm saying? Potential for magnetism is there, so that's fine. I don't know if they would have used stainless ones on here. I don't know, whatever. But how they do these generally is they stretch them over. So how I would put this back on, and I've done these on some other seats before, is you just start working your way back around like you were like I took them out, and just kind of stretch it around the edge, tunk tunk, and then do it that way. The nice thing about it is if you make a mistake, you just pull the staple out. Now, just for shits and giggles, let's pull my garden variety spring actuated Daisy BB gun style stapler out and see if we can actually staple through. We'll just go where one wasn't and see what happens. We'll try one and see if it'll work, but I seriously doubt those are not designed for material like this. So I don't really have any proper length. These are a little longer. All my short staples are gone. All the stuff I got is long. And so there's a joke there somewhere. Oh, come on. They were in there anyway. Waste. Alright, load it up. Lock and load, baby. Alright, I'm going to try it right about there. See what happens. You got to get a really good firm surface here like I don't have. Can you can't even see. Here we go. Just for the hell of it. Haha. Yeah. That barely makes a dent. Now, we could probably nail that in, just with a hammer, but the chances are it's going to fold over. It ain't going to be right. So it tells me right now I'm going to get some sort of a He-Man stapler, pneumatic, and then we'll get the right length staples based on those. And we'll put the correct ones back in. It'll be so much easier. It takes less time. I'm not going to screw with all that tacking. I got a tack hammer. I mean, hell, I use it all the time. In fact, I hit myself in the head with it very often. It's quite pleasing. So let's go ahead and move this crap out of the way that can possibly damage it, and let's take a look at it. Lordy, you can't see again. Okay, here we go. Hey. Ooh. Whoop, did I forget one? Oh, it's out of there, ain't it? Could be glue. Yeah, it's just glue. See, there is some gunk on the back of this one. Remember, we're going to reuse this, but he had this plate that was mounted back here, and another one down here. It was really just a big metal plate that, I don't know, it was just part of the entire Circus Bike abortion job. So there's probably some glue or something he had in there. But it's not going to be a problem. It's going to be invisible once everything's mounted. A lot of times these things will just go from the sides or one end, and then they'll slip off because they are somewhat form-fitted, as you can see, from the front. Ta-da! So we'll see which one wants to come off easier. I wonder if there's some ties in here. You think? No. It's just a seam where that goes in, a relief in the foam. The foam has a relief. I'm relieved to see the foam has a relief. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Now, hang on there, fella. Calm down. Look at that. This is easier than well, I shouldn't say that. We're not there yet. Uh-oh, you know what I forgot? Oh, fart knocker. I know what I forgot. I don't know how we're going to do that. Oh, I see what. I see. Okay, never mind. All right. Yeah. Okay, so here's what was starting to worry me a little bit. These are called, I believe these are called tufts. TUFTSs. Tufts, these little part of upholstery that gets pulled in. I think that's what they're called. I thought they went down to the seat pan. They're actually part of the foam, so that works out good. You can actually see them right there. Like a little, I don't know how this works normally. I'm not an upholsterer, trust me, but yeah, that was actually quite easy. So I want to put this back over it so it still wants to play nice when we get the other seat in. Because this will be lickety slick and lickety split too when we get the replacement seat pan. Look at that. We don't have to change the foam out or nothing. We just need, unfortunately, that we needed a new one of these, which is coming. So what I'm going to do is, I don't have the seat yet, the one we're going to be putting in. So I'll resume the video after I get that seat cover off. I will fire it back up if there's something interesting when I take it off. Like, I pull the seat off and there's John DeLorean's cocaine stash underneath here, or a couple $100 bills, or maybe something like that. But otherwise, when we resume the video, I will be ready to put this onto the replacement pan, which will be in my hot little hands right about now. Well, it's a good thing I got rid of my old broken down clarinet now, huh? Well, it works. This is an Arrow stapler. It takes the T50 staples. And so I got some stainless steel. And these are a 1/4 or 6mm, and I think they're going to work fine. And I know that for certain because, like I said before, I did some test shots. Let's take a look at those a little closer. To determine what the pressure needs to be, because that's how you adjust the force on this thing. And I figure about 95 to 100 psi is pretty good, so I got some really good deep-seated ones. These are a little more shallow when I had the lighter pressure. I've never used one of these before, so I'm kind of experimenting, but stapler is a stapler, except the material you're going into is going to be different depending on what you're doing. In this case, it's plastic. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is set up a little time lapse, and we'll loop this around. You don't have to watch the whole thing unless you want to, and we're going to get it stapled in. This, of course, is the old seat off the bad seat pan, let's call it that, but it's in good shape. So we're going to put it on the seat pan that works. Safety squints engaged. Okay, that's not half bad. Got this line nice in the center. This is kind of a reference for that side. And there isn't a line here, but, I can get an idea that it is really lined up pretty well. So, it's not like rocket science here, but never done it before. I should have bought one of these pneumatic staplers years ago. This is absolutely awesome. Show off, especially, for doing little things like this. It'll take up to, let's see, in case you're wondering, it'll take up to a 9/16 inch. They're called wide crown staples. So that's the length of the T50. So if you needed to do something deeper, even to wood or whatever you're doing it into. So 1/4 to 9/16. So yeah, and again, these are stainless, so they're not going to rust. Not that it really matters, but it matters to me. I like to do the best job I can. So all right, it's done. So yeah, that's the restoration, and that's really what it was on this Circus Bike seat, the driver's seat. As you saw, we had to do it because the seat pan on the original one, luckily this vinyl on the original one was good, was butchered, so no way to bolt it down, had to do it. Waiting on the passenger seat. The customer thinks that he may actually still have that in Jersey. He brought another one down that he thought was the one, but it's not. I think it's a Goldwing seat, and that's modified too. I mean, everything's just tore up modified. I don't know what this guy was thinking, but anyway. So I can't put it on right now because I got to get the tank on, and I can't get the tank on yet because I got to put this cover on, which just came yesterday. Let me show you this. This is the airbox cover that allows you access to the air filter. This was missing. It was in one of the bins, but not one of the bins I had. It went back to New Jersey. I think I explained before that 2 out of the 4 bins, I don't know what somebody was thinking, but they decided to just ship them right back to Jersey after bringing them down here in that box truck. And, somebody was a knucklehead. But anyway, he found this in a bin. We were doing a FaceTime a couple weeks ago or a week and a half ago, and I said, I need this absolutely. It's unobtainium. I got to redo the rubber gasket in it, but that's easy to do. And then we'll put that on. So we get this airbox cover on. I can get the main tank back on with the feeder line to the sub tank. Then I can put the seat on, and then we'll get the passenger seat on. We are this close to getting that thing on the road and giving it a test ride. I'll bring you along as much as I can for that. That's about it on this one. If you want to consider subscribing, I certainly appreciate it. Ring the bell on the channel on your computer. That way you get notified on any device when I put a new video up. You can like this video too. It certainly helps my analytics. And I guess that's about it. So again, as I always say, don't just repair, restore. Catch you on the next video.